You know what we need more of? Affordable housing for the middle class. But also, more sets like this. Hello, I'm Josh. This is Josh Build Stuff, and today's video is not a review video, but I do want to use this new Jurassic World set as a jumping off point for a larger topic. This is the Jurassic World Dinosaur Fossils, T-Rex Skull set. It costs $40. It came out in January 2024, and it features a T-Rex skull, a T-Rex footprint, and I think it is terrific. This is what I would call the perfect February set. Again, this one came out in January, but it came out along with like 100 other sets, and I don't know if this was at the top of anyone's list. But once you get all those January sets out of the way, you see this on store shelves and you go, I might as well pick that up to hold me over between January and all these new March sets about to come out. But do you want to know why else I think this set is fantastic? It's because this is among a very short list of displayable Jurassic Park sets. And that's kind of the topic of today's video. I think we need more sets like this. You know what I don't get? Why are there so many shows about firefighters? Who are these for? And also, who is this set for? The box says 9+, but I don't think that's the case. I think it appeals to more people around my age, but I also have very strong personal biases. I think dinosaur fans and LEGO fans have a lot in common, hence LEGO dinosaur sets. But a bunch of adult fans of LEGO, well, we liked LEGO when we were kids, and now we kind of still like LEGO when we're adults. And in the same way, a lot of us never lost our love of dinosaurs that we had when we were children. Don't get me wrong, I wasn't like the dinosaur kid in kindergarten. There's always one, but I liked dinosaurs as a kid, and now I still kind of like dinosaurs as a grown-up. Adult. Don't call yourself a grown-up, it sounds not very grown-up. But I think this set is a good example of LEGO following their new formula. That is that among any wave of sets, there are a bunch of sets that appeal to the kids, but they always put out one or two sets that I think are meant to appeal to a older audience, i.e. millennials, i.e. people who like to display their LEGO sets. LEGO knows what they're doing. If you have kids, you can love Jurassic Park sets, and your kids can love Jurassic Park sets. If you don't have kids, you can love Jurassic Park sets, and your huge piles of money can love Jurassic Park sets. You know what I think the deeper argument is? Not to get too personal, but I think us millennials have too much anxiety to deal with the world right now as it is, so we cling to the joys from our childhoods, except now we have money, and we work in office buildings. In come these 18+ modern workplace appropriate can display alongside some books and a few plants, real or LEGO, and you're still somehow socially accepted sets. I'm not ashamed to display this set. Then again, I'm not ashamed of a lot of things. I probably should be, but who has the time? A brief aside, you know what's confusing? Why does incorrigible mean the exact opposite of incorrigible? And also, why are these all Jurassic World sets? Remember earlier when I said, this is the Jurassic World? Well, I don't know about you, but when I see a T-Rex, I think Jurassic Park, not Jurassic World. And I know the boring answer, licensing and all that other stuff, but are there any fans of Jurassic World? I'm not saying people couldn't have liked the Jurassic World movie and they made more than one of those movies, but there are Jurassic Park fans of the franchise. There are Jurassic World enjoyers, myself among them. So I always find it weird that sets like this fall into what I would say is the incorrect category. This is a prelude to the fact that everything I'm about to talk about more appeals to Jurassic Park than Jurassic World. I'm old, what do you expect? You know what's disgraceful? Besmirching the good name of your family, home, and kingdom. But also, it's disgraceful that we haven't gotten more sets like this sooner. Let's look at what would be considered, in my opinion, displayable Jurassic Park World sets. A few years ago, there was the T-Rex Dinosaur Fossil exhibition, which it's on a display stand, but it still looks kiddish, and I don't think that I would put this on a shelf proudly. I would put it on a shelf, just I wouldn't be proud about it. There was the UCS Jurassic Park T-Rex Rampage set, beginning to see a common trend here, but I think this is a very early example of gatekeeping. Unfortunately, the only thing gatekeeping me from displaying this set is that I don't want to display a big gate. And more recently, the T-Rex Breakout set, which you know is displayable because it comes on one of those new-fangled patented LEGO black bases, but even that, a lot of brick-built parts and it's a cool diorama, but it isn't as classy as a display piece as I think this skull is. Do you know what could have been more enjoyable, doesn't benefit from being compared to past experience, would have been more fun if it had lasted longer, but was still ultimately satisfying in the end? The build for this set. The build was obscure. I'm not going to say it was bad, it was interesting, and it used surprisingly modern build techniques considering the subject matter. And for an ironically dry skeletal set, there was a lot of snot involved. The footprint was actually a really interesting part of the build, especially if you're into feet. I mean, no judgment, but maybe keep that stuff to yourself. I probably shouldn't bring that up. I probably put my own foot in my own mouth, which you're probably also into. Let's change the subject. You know what gives me hope? The light in my children's eyes as we look towards the future, because they're still young enough to truly believe that anything is possible. But also, the name of this set. Remember earlier when I said Dinosaur Fossils? Well, Dinosaur Fossils is plural, which implies that this may be the start of a new LEGO collection. You know, collections like the Botanical Collection, the Winter Village Collection, the Modular Building Collection, the Balenciaga Spring 2024 collections. Straight Edna Mode vibes there, right? Do you know what doesn't give me hope? The current state of this country's economy, basically ensuring that my children will never own homes, and every single technological advancement, which should serve to increase their standard of living, instead only serves to fatten the pockets of the already fat-pocketed. But also, LEGO doesn't make that many Jurassic Park sets per year, so if this is going to be a part of a new collection, it's going to take a long time for that collection to grow. There are what, maybe 2 Jurassic Park waves per year, and you know most of those sets have to be play sets, and they have to include a bunch of molded dinosaurs. Those kids love those molds, almost as much as a mycologist loves molds. And so if this collection is going to grow, it's going to take a while to do so. But hey, we've already waited 65 million years for this set. What's a few more? What do you got to lose, LEGO? A rapidly aging demographic with rapidly shortening attention spans. Keep that in mind. You know what I want? To not be so darn clumsy. Oh no! Oh no! I guess we're not doing that dumb bit for the rest of the video. Anyway, you know what I want? To not be so clumsy, but also give me Dino more sets like this. Let's talk about what that might look like. Remember when we were kids? Again, very strong personal biases. I assume we were all kids at the same time. Remember when we were kids, there were like 5 total dinosaurs. Think of the first dinosaurs that come to your mind when I say think of the first dinosaurs that come to your mind. You probably got like T-Rex, Brontosaurus, Triceratops, a Stegosaurus, Imosaurus, a Velociraptor, maybe a Compsognathus if you're a big fan of Jurassic Park 2, a Gallimimus if you're my wife, a pterodactyl if you're a big fan of ancient Greek phonotactics, or an Indominus Rex if you were born after the year 2000. If we're choosing other dinosaurs to include along with this new fossils collection, I think it'll be one of those big ones. Pun unintended, but I do think that this new collection could suffer from what I call the Speed Champion's dilemma. That is that as you scale down these super detailed vehicles, they lose a lot of detail. Well, the same with this skeleton head. It looks great at this scale, but if you stick this alongside any other large carnivorous dinosaur skull, it's gonna look about the same. A Velociraptor, very different skull than a T-Rex. Put them both about this size and scale, they're gonna look like the same set. So let's get away from these big carnivorous dinos, much like in Disney Animal Kingdom's aptly named dinosaur ride, Dinosaur. And let's move towards some dinosaur alternatives, much like Disney's Animal Kingdom is looking towards dinosaur alternatives in favor of more IP-based properties. There were too many metaphors in there, even for me. Let's just think about other dinosaurs. So what could LEGO do? They could make a Brontosaurus skull and footprint. Wouldn't be very unique though. A Triceratops skull would be very unique, but again, footprint leaves a lot to be desired, unless you're into that kind of thing, which we're not talking about anymore. A pterodactyl skull is super cool. I don't know, did they have feet? They were flyers? I don't know, put something with like wingspan on the pterodactyl flies. Heck, give us 2 pterodactyls. Then we would have a pair of pterodactyls. A Pachycephalosaurus has the skull with the dome on it. That'd be cool. Give me a Velociraptor skull with that big old belly slicing claw built out of Lego. A Stegosaurus in one of his back plates, you know, the pentagons they got on their backs. Display them alongside a volleyball because Stegosauruses are very good at spiking. Then again, we're only talking Jurassic Park dinosaurs. What would a Jurassic World displayable set look like? Maybe give us Chris Pratt's head. Again. Let me know what you think would fit in with this new fossils collection. Do you know what I think is missing here? Any sense of congruency or time management in this video? Yes, but also minifigures. I think LEGO missed an opportunity by including at least one figure along with a bunch of these sets. Heck, stick Alan Grant or Jeff Goldblum's character along with this T-Rex, give him a flair. Put Ellie Sattler with a Triceratops, put Robert Muldoon with a Velociraptor. Rest in peace, buddy. Stick those 2 kids with a Brontosaurus. Put Dennis Nedry with a Dilophosaurus and maybe a Barbasol can. That'd be a good idea. I bet Bricker Builds has already made a Barbasol can. Yep, they have. And also a really cool looking amber piece. See, they're making displayable Jurassic Park sets. I would totally buy that Barbasol can if it wasn't $90. I could buy real dino DNA for that price. You know what would be great? If I would stop doing the same dumb bit throughout an entire video while doing another dumb bit at the same time. And also, if you liked, subscribed, and told your friends about this video and this channel. As always, thanks so much for watching. I hope you have a good weekend, assuming you're watching this close to the end of your week. I'll see you next time, assuming that time is the late Mesozoic era.